ゲオってところがよ。どうにも気に食わねえ。そうだろう。
Ken Masters, one of the most important faces of the Street Fighter franchise next to Ryu, former disciple of Goken. He is known to be one of the best in the franchise, but most of his origins are unknown to the world. In this part 2 of Ken Masters, the facts and hidden secrets, you might be in for a surprise. Without further ado, let me welcome you to the Street Fighterverse. If there is one thing we love about Ken Masters, it's his 1980s Metal Glory Days inspired music. As soon as the round starts, the melodic tone prepares you for battle. But do you ever wonder who created this epic nostalgic melody that we all grew to cherish and love? Well, it comes from the legendary music producers Yoko Shimomura and Isao Abe. Both were the main musicians and composers for the Street Fighter series. Shimomura's work can be recognized in many different video game franchises during the years. Some of Shimomura's most recognized works can be seen in the titles like Kingdom Hearts, Parasite Eve, Breath of Fire, and others. The first and most famous work produced by Isao Abe in Street Fighter II was the composition of the main theme for the character Sagat, including its unique time signature, as well as the original versus melody. And here comes a new challenger. Jingles that would serve as templates for the company's future fighting games. Inspiration for video game music at the time was always a derivative of a popular song or theme. It is no exception with Ken's stage music. Here's an example of the similarities between Yoko Shimomura's Ken Street Fighter version. Now, let us hear the version from Cheap Trick Mighty Wings from the Top Gun movie soundtrack. Sounds familiar, right? Well, the composer has been asked about this and has stated it was not an intentional inspiration. Some fans have pointed out that Ken's theme song sounds similar to the Cheap Trick song Mighty Wings from Top Gun. I have heard people say that, says Yoko Shimomura. And I watched the movie before I composed the song, so I can't deny I may have been inspired subconsciously. But I did not go into it thinking, okay, I'm gonna make this song sound like Mighty Wings. It was also stated that Ken's background theme was originally intended to be for Guile's stage. It would have made more sense in our opinion, since Guile was in the military and the similarity between Top Gun's Mighty Wings song, but either way Guile's theme is perfect as is. We could say that they made the right choice. Other attributes from Ken Masters' origins can be found behind the creation of Battle Harbor. Ken's stage is located in the United States of America. It serves as Ken's home stage. It's in a port near a sleepy small town of a city county. According to local stories, Battle Harbor is said to have gotten its name back in the town's founding days when two men began to have fist fight of such proportions that it drew many of the citizens and even travelers down to the docks to see them duel. Since then, the place is known for having street fights nearly every day and is celebrated as a town tradition. Due to Battle Harbor's historic reputation, the port has seen even international guests and fighters from around the world clash on its grounds. Oddly enough, Ken's stage has a very peculiar similarity to a setting in the Charles Bronson movie, Hard Times. Hard Times is a 1975 crime film, marking the directorial debut of Walter Hill. It stars Charles Bronson as Channy, a drifter freight hopping through Louisiana during the Great Depression, who competes in illegal bare-knuckle boxing matches. After forming a partnership with Speed, played by James Coburn, there's a scene in this movie where two men fight in a harbor setting, being surrounded by people in boats identical to the Street Fighter's Ken stage. In an interview with Capcom, the creator Akira Akiman Yasuda found inspiration in movies and all media alike. Akira Akiman quotes, "I remember stitching together a few movies to make a presentation. Streets of Fire and Charles Bronson's Hard Time were the ones I used back then. Basically, movies about fighting. I really took the chairman's words to heart. Use movies, he said. So I took that to mean we should just openly plagiarize them. To make matters more interesting, The Zangief stage has a similarity to a scene derived from this movie. Another interesting fact about Battle Harbor is that the car-breaking bonus stage uses the same graphics from Battle Harbor. In Street Fighter II, when Ken is selected as an opponent, the map shows this stage to be somewhere near Detroit, Michigan. This is further supported by the fact that in the Street Fighter II instruction manual, it states that this stage is somewhere near a large lake, and that Detroit sits on Lake Huron. Other media have placed this stage in other locations in the US, such as San Francisco, which is Ken's hometown in various media, Seattle, Washington State, and even New York City. The voice of Ken Masters and its actors has changed during the years. Each of the actors has given a new interpretation and flair to the Ken Masters legacy. We will mention in this list voice actors involved with the growth of Ken during the years. We will start with Tetsuya Iwanaga.
Hadouken! Shoryuken! Tatsumaki Teppugyaku! Ikuze!
He voiced different versions of Ken Masters, for example, Namco x Capcom, Street Fighter Alpha Series, Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, X-Men vs Street Fighters, Street Fighter EX and EX3, Marvel Superheroes vs Street Fighter, Pocket Fighter, Marvel vs Capcom 2. Next voice actor is Koji Tubi.
Ha! Hup! Hadouken! Shoryuken!
He was the voice actor for Street Fighter 3, New Generation and Second Impact. Another actor's name is Go Yamane.
Round 1. Fight!
He was the voice actor for Street Fighter EX2, Monster Maesuka. Voice actor of SNK vs Capcom, SVC Chaos, Yuji Kishi.
Oh!
Japanese voice actor from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Capcom vs SNK, Capcom vs SNK 2, Street Fighter 4 and 5, Street Fighter Tekken, Project X Zone series, and in English, Ruben Langdon.
I'll show you some hot moves! Hey, I was waiting for you. Come on!
Voice actor of Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. He also was the voice in Street Fighter Tekken. An interesting fact is that he is also the voice of Dante from the Devil May Cry series. If you check on the costumes in Street Fighter 5, Ken appears with a Dante costume, revealing their relationship between the series. While his original voice was a reuse of the Ryu audio samples. Beginning with Super Street Fighter 2, Ken's voice was performed by Kenji Haga. In this episode, we talked about the origins of Ken Masters' stage and its music. We have also talked about all the in-game voice actors and their respective series. Part 3 of Ken Master Origins will focus on his fighting style, techniques, and abilities. So what do you like about Ken Masters from this Part 2 episode? Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on new theories and info. Thank you for watching. This has been your Street Fighter host. Welcome to the center stage.